dripping. Cut the coupe, walker roof is missing. Ice, lemonade, my neck was dripping. Ice, lemonade, my neck.
Today, I will be teaching you how to do a bond and bob. First, you want to find out where your client wants her part. She wants the middle. So I'm going to come around to the front to make sure the part is in the middle by aligning the comb with the middle of her nose and then taking it up. Now we're going to start with what I like to call a perimeter braid. It's going to start from the top, and then I'm going to take it all the way to the side, all the way to the back to the other side. And with her hair not being too full, I'm just going to add a little bit of hair, inexpensive, cheap hair. So I'm just going to take a few pieces. Now this braid doesn't necessarily have to be tight because you're only putting this braid down so that you can sew the cap down to her hair. Because this isn't like the typical glue-in that if someone snatches it, it'll pull right off. And another good thing about the anchor braid, it causes less tension in the back of your hair, meaning that your hair won't break off when you like braid it down a certain type of way. It tends to like pull at the bottom of your neck and it pops your hair off. With the anchor braid, you can avoid that. Now that this is done, I'm going to do the same thing on the opposite side, bringing the braid all the way around here. That way it's going to make two braids into one. Another reason why I start off by doing the two braids, one on each side, is because when you come back up, you'll be able to tell if your part is actually in the middle where it should be. That way you don't finish your whole braid down and realize that the part is crooked. Then you have to start all over. Now here, I need you to turn all the way to the right. So as you see, this braid and this braid. Now I'm going to take this braid and I'm going to pull this all the way up. And I'm going to grab it, hold that there, and just start braiding down like so. Now I'm going to go back to the front to make sure the part is in the middle. And yes, as you see, it is in the middle. I like to do the two braids so it's not too big when I do the two big under braids under here, because you don't want to have a big braids because it makes it big and you can actually like see the braids under here, and you definitely don't want that. You're just going to take this braid and pull it up. The less braids the better, so we're going to pull that and add that one into that as well. Now that that is done, we have our two braids. Now we're going to do two bigger braids, but under braids in the middle, because like I said, this is a bond-in, so you don't want to make it too tedious. It's very easy. Don't want to make it too hard for yourself, and you want to be able to do it at a quick enough time to where you can really maximize on the amount of clients that you can do in one day. And we're still connecting braids. Again, it's better to have less braids because it's more work. The more braids, the more work you have to do. So I'm going to grab this and I'm just going to pull it into here. Now that's one braid, and we're just going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Okay, now that that's done, we're just going to sew these braids up nice and flat. All right, so just like spin your head all around so they can like how flat it is. I have all the braids up, so now it's nice and flat. Now we can get to the next part, which is very easy. If we want to lay her edges down, I like to use Gorilla Snot, but just a tiny bit. You don't want to use too much because it turns yellow. Like it creates a yellow film. Okay, now that that's done, this is where the bonding process starts. So we're going to use your black wrap paper. That's going to protect your hair from all bonding glue. So no glue will be on her hair at all, even with the bonding or for the illusion part. And then I use the bonding glue to secure it and get it all the way around the perimeter of her hair. Place it on one side, and then you're going to use your part as a guideline. That's why you need it to be straight, because you want to leave a little out to create an illusion that is somewhat kind of real, you know, even though we know that it's not. So we're going to take a couple dabs of glue. The glue will the paper now can just guide you where else you need to put it. And it's so simple and it's so quick. You don't have to make this hard. So you want to put some glue on the side. You take your black paper and you stretch it out. Another piece, come from here to here, wherever you put the glue at, here to here. And as you can see, look down, it's closing up. And now we're going to put on the stocking cap. Okay, so now I'm going to get a regular stocking cap. Very cheap, but it's another way to protect your hair from the hair glue and also keep everything intact. So you just need one. And now we're going to sew the cap down. Now you want to start on the left side, because sewing it down from this way, it kind of like creates like a little, like, I don't know, a safety guard or something. So like as you see, as I tied my knot here, when I go over, it's creating this, I don't know what the fuck to say about that shit. It's creating some shit. But it's gonna hold it in place so that it doesn't move. I have just some regular packed hair, but it's Remy. You want to get a good quality, something not too cheap, you know, because you want it to be bouncy and you want it to look good. You want it to have body. So I've already opened the packs, and what I like to do is cut the hair in half because it makes it more manageable and easier for me to like work with versus the big long piece and it's dragging all over the floor everywhere. Now this process should take you no longer than 20-30 minutes to get all the tracks glued in. So you want to start just by, you know, getting the hair, measuring it with her head, bringing it around all the way, because here she doesn't have any edges. So to hide that, you want to bring the tracks up at an angle. That way you'll never even know. Alright, so now it's just about to be done. So you're going to need an inexpensive flat iron. Of course, you don't want to use anything expensive because you're going to actually be putting like glue on the track and putting it onto the flat iron. So you want something really cheap to guide your part and to make sure you're in the middle. I'm just going to make sure we're in the middle one more time. As you see, it's slowly starting to, you know, come together. So we're just going to do the same thing on the opposite side. Just make it even. Make sure you're putting the same amount of tracks so they can lay the same and look the same. So instead of putting the glue on the actual track, you're going to put it on the hair. This is going to cause all of the hair to be stuck together once you apply the heat using your cheap flat iron. So it's very easy. Give it some time. When you stop hearing the popping, that's when the glue is pretty much dry. As you can see, with just one side complete, it's already starting to look real. It's giving you that illusion of an actual part. I'm going to clean it up with some black spray, make it look really, really good. And then with your rat tail comb, you're going to clean up the part. Place the comb in the middle of the part with your black spray. With my spritz, I'm going to spray it over the top. Your install is complete, and now Either your client could leave it like this, you can curl it, add some heat to it, but see, you know me, I'm gonna cut it. This is how I get my most even blunt look. And to assure that it is blended and perfect, you wanna recut it from every angle. So when she turn, move, blink, it don't matter. It's gonna be perfect. Look down a little bit, just like that. And look down. So that way you can cut it and it'll be even all the way around. And shake it. Now you have a blunt cut, but now we're gonna curl it. And then we're gonna make it even blunter. Put some heat protectant. I'm gonna spray all of this around. Now with good flat irons, you want to flat iron the hair. So I go under first and then I come back around on top. Now I'm gonna go around and comb it. And though it might look even, I'm still gonna clean it up with the clippers one more time. That way I'm gonna assure, turn this way, that it's even all the way across here like I need it to be. Because right now, that looks really messy. And that is not how a jam by sham bob looks. Oil spray with a little Fantasia spritz. And then I'm just gonna get just a little bit of Fantasia spray, just to comb like the loose hairs and get them down into the bob. While I'm at Hello everyone, and thank you for tuning in to my YouTube channel. Now I know you're looking like, what is she doing, what is she saying, because this isn't like your typical YouTube channel, but that's what separates me from your average stylist. Not only do I want to teach you, but I also want to inspire you while empowering you to be a better hairstylist. And the way to do that is to be versatile. You don't want to limit yourself to only doing like one style. Like, I know that the lace is very big right now, but the bonding bob is a very protective style, and it doesn't have any glue or anything on your client's hair, so they're going to be really, really good with something like this as far as like not damaging their hair or whatnot. Also, it is very quick. This is something that you can do in 1 hour. That's it. Doesn't take long at all. So I know that with the lace, it might bring more money, but at the same time, it takes more time. So now you want to start trying to work smarter and not harder, which is doing something simple. The bob taking 1 hour, me myself, I charge $145. So that means if I was working a job, I will be making $145 by the hour. Now it might not seem like that much, but if you were to do 7 bobs at $145 in one day, you will make a whopping $1,015. Not a lot to some, but try 5 times a week. So if you do 7 bobs 5 days a week, that's going to bring you $5,075. Still don't sound like much? How about a month? If you were to do 7 heads a day, 5 days out of the week, you could potentially be bringing in $20,300 a month. That is a lot of money to only be doing bobs. So again, this is something that you can add on to your price list. Doesn't take a lot of time, and it can also bring you lots and lots of money. Now that I shared some of my insight with you, that is going to sum up this tutorial for today. Again, thank you guys again for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please spread the word. Thank you.